What is this?
I
Why
mean,
is
come
she?
on, I'm just asking a
Let him
question.
speak. Sister
But I'm
Swati,
just
Sister
asking a
Swati.
question. I'm
Why
just
is she
asking a
trying to?
question.
Okay, so I think that's a valid question.
Swati,
Dr. Vedan,
I
look,
think,
when
brother,
you
brother, I think brother Hashim and brother Mansoor and brother Sam are completely knowledgeable that they know what is the difference between
no,
speculation
you
and
can't. No,
realization.
hold on. There's
You
no need.
cannot say
There's no
all
need
this.
to
You
cause
know what
division
is
here.
Are you,
None of us are
are you
scholars
saying,
here, and you know that.
are you saying,
Neither are
are you
you.
saying, you know,
Neither
are
are
you,
you. So let's keep
are
it
you
down.
saying that, are you saying they do not understand the difference between speculation and
What's the
realization?
harm in enlightening us about it? If you know it, kindly enlighten us. That's what Vedant is all about, enlightening people. So why are you scared of enlightening us about this? What is the difference between speculation and direct revelation? I'm just asking you a simple question. What is so personal about it that you're saying you can't answer me or let her not interject? Is she an expert on this? I never claimed to be an expert on it. I never claimed. Did I claim
Yeah.
any time that I'm a scholar on it? So kindly enlighten us. What is the difference between a speculation and a direct revelation? Because that's what the entire Vedant is being based upon.
I think the question you're looking for, Swati, here is that what he's saying about realization is more like inspiration. So the question is, what is the difference between just an inspiration? Like, for example, if a poet, he can be inspired by a tree, for example, or a
And similarly,
sunset.
I could be inspired by
So this is
lot
called
of things.
inspiration, which is more
Realization.
subjective. Hold on,
No,
listen
realization.
to the point, and let me know if you agree or disagree with this. So inspiration can be inspired by many things, by the nature of the universe itself, for example. Whereas a revelation means it's a direct communication by God to his creation. So now that you have understood how we see the two different definitions, would you say that these rishis had inspiration or they had direct revelation from God?
So again, I will tell you, speculation means that you are speculating about something and you are not 100% sure. It's the same as belief, right? Having a belief means you are not 100% sure. You are just accepting as a truth.
No, it's not.
Inspiration.
It's not synonymous to belief. Speculation.
Yeah, it's not synonymous to belief.
Speculate. What do you mean by speculate? You are speculating something, right?
Okay, so let me ask you this: Do you believe that your parents are your parents?
Let me complete. Brother.
Because
Now,
if you answer that question, you realize whether it's a speculation, okay, or it is actually a belief in someone you trust based on the testimony. So do not try to confuse the two terms. Speculation and belief are not synonymous.
When I'm saying you are speculating, what does it mean?
I just told you, speculation is where you do not have.
No, brother Hashim, he has to answer it, not you.
Do you believe?
I'm saying speculation and belief are not synonymous. Do you agree with that or disagree?
No, they are mostly similar only.
They are not synonymous, right? So that's what I'm saying.
No, they are similar. They are synonymous.
Okay, so let me ask you this question and answer this time. Do you believe your parents are your parents? Your parents are your biological parents?
I don't believe. There is no need for belief in that.
No, just answer. Come on, it's a simple question. Look, if you ask me the question,
do you believe that you have two hands, or do you know that you have two hands?
Hold on. I didn't. You see, now you put a third term in. No. The question was about speculation and belief, and you said that speculation is synonymous to belief, which is incorrect.
Yeah. So belief.
So once again, do you believe that your parents are your biological parents?
They are. Speculation is
you don't answer the question, which means you're hiding something.
Yes.
No, I'm not hiding. See,
okay, so please answer.
Yeah.
This time I want you to listen to the question.
I understood your point.
Because the reason I'm asking you this question is because you earlier stated that the term belief and the term speculation are synonymous. So my question to you is this:
my mistake.
Do you believe?
I agree, my mistake.
Can you please? Yeah. Oh, you're saying it's a mistake now?
Yeah, I agree. The speculation.
Okay. If you have taken it back, then I will not proceed further. Okay, so now that we have established that the term belief and speculation are not synonymous, so now the question comes to this: Do you believe, or do you know that the Vedas are actually from God, or are they just inspiration of some rishis whom you don't even know personally?
Vedas are the realizations of many rishis, and they have come to the same realizations about the universal truths.
Okay, so it's not from God then. Do you agree? It is not from God.
See, again you are bringing again. So how do you know that revelation has been directly?
Look here, don't try to evade the question by another question. It's a very simple question. Look, if you ask me, is the Quran from Allah? I will say yes, it is. So I'm asking you a similar question. Is the Veda, which you say was a realization, of the rishis, is it God who made them realize, or is it their own subjective realization?
They had the realizations in their meditation about the universal truth.
So is it from God or not?
When there will be universal truth, the realization about universal truth.
Not when. I'm talking about the specific Vedas. The authors of this are the rishis. Is the source of the rishis from God or not? The source of this Veda, of this. The term Ved means knowledge, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the knowledge, the source of this knowledge, is it from God ultimately or not?
Yes. The realization. See,
hold that thought. You have said yes. Wait a minute. You have said yes. Can you show me a single rishi who said this is from God?
See, it is again. You are trying to mix it up with revelation. Revelation means directly.
I'm just asking you a straightforward question. In fact, I didn't use the term revelation. All I asked is the source of it. Is it from God? And you said yes. Then I'm asking you, where in the entire Vedas, Vedanta even, where does it say the source is God? Where does it say that?
When you are realizing the universal truth, will it be related to God or not?
Okay, hold on. Are you saying the term universal truth is God itself?
There is something as universal truth or not?
Is it God?
No. So yeah.
There you go. So don't ask me a question about something we are not discussing, because what you do is you mix up things when you get confused, and you confuse yourself more by using something we are not talking about even. So once again, is there anywhere, in the Quran, Allah says that this book is from, if this book was from anyone other than Allah, surely you will find contradictions in it. So Allah is already confirming that this book is from Allah. Do you have such evidence in your Vedas that this rishis have actually said is from God?
See, the rishis, I told you, the rishis have realized it.
So is the answer yes or no?
Why are you trying to put?
Do you have any source in the Vedas which says that this is from God?
See, why do you want to put it that this is from God? Why do you want to have this specific thing that this is from God?
Because you made a claim, that's why.
See, I'm saying,
when I asked you a specific question, what was the ultimate source? Was it God? And you said yes. Now that you have made a claim, you have to substantiate.
I'm saying, what will be the source of everything? Do you believe that? Do you accept that?
Topic. Changing topic about everything when we are not talking about everything. All we are talking about here is the Vedas and the Vedanta.
Is the source of everything God or not?
Vedanta, brother.
The source. We are not talking about the source of everything. Changing topics.
I'm saying is the source of
changing the topic because you're unable to answer a clear-cut question.
So I'm saying the universal truths are there. Everything is from God, and the rishis have realized that truth is the universal truth, and these are the teachings. It's very simple.
No,
why do you want to
brother,
from God or not God? See, first of all,
fine, brother.
this revelation.
I'll ask you, brother. I'll ask you just 2 questions, and after that, I will take only 2 minutes from you. Okay. Yeah. First question I want to ask you: who wrote Vedas?
Veda means knowledge. It is
no, I didn't ask. No, brother. I asked who wrote Vedas. I didn't ask what's the meaning of Veda. Who wrote Veda? Vedas. I'll help you out. Ved Vyas has written it, right? He has compiled the Vedas. He has written it, right?
Yeah, he didn't write it. He compiled it. There's a difference. He compiled it.
He also wrote it. It was present in oral tradition, and he wrote it.
That's called compilation. It's not
okay. No problem.
He's not the author of it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you tell me who wrote the Puranas, Mahabharata?
Yeah, Ved Vyasa.
Ved Vyasa. So the same source. It's the same person who is writing all this thing, right?
And he did not believe in Puranas.
And right. You believe Ved Vyasa has written Vedas and the Puranas.
Yeah, that is what is mentioned.
He's the one who was connected with the God, and he believed that these sources are coming from God itself, right?
Again, you are confusing. Ved Vyasa has written it. Vedas or were much before than Ved Vyasa, and he has just compiled it. Okay. And Vedas and Vedanta teachings.
I'll ask you one more. No problem. You can reject this thing. I'll ask you one more question. Okay. Can you tell me the gap between in which year the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda was written?
The exact date I do not know, but these are like about 1,000 years. Yeah. 3,000 years ago. So these all books are there. Yeah. Initially, there was only Rig Veda, and then it was divided into 4 parts by the various sages and rishis who were present in the Indian subcontinent. Yeah.
Awesome. So right.
So
you believe in Bhagavad Gita as well, right?
Yeah. Gita is again that it is It is part of Mahabharata, but then again, the spiritual teaching and the philosophical teaching in Gita are from Krishna, who is considered
also no problem, brother. You believe in Vedas, you believe in Gita, right? No problem. So Gita came after
Vedanta and
Gita came. Hold on, just a minute. I'll take you somewhere. Hold on. Gita came after Vedas, right? So many years after Vedas has been written or compiled.
Yeah.
Correct?
Okay. Yeah. Again, what you are trying to...
Okay, I'll just give me 2 minutes now. Just give me 2 minutes, please hold on. So you believe in Dayanand Saraswati? He believe only in Vedas. He was a Vedantist, just like you.
No.
So he has said.
No, he follows Vedas. I follow Vedanta. Which Vedanta is the only.
The one who believes, please, brother. The one who believes in Veda is called a Vedantist or a Vedanta.
No.
Right. So Dayanand Saraswati was also a believer in Vedas. He believed in Vedas, and he has written a book called Satyat Prakash. In that book, he has clearly mentioned that you need to follow Mahabharata as well as the Manusmriti as well as the Gita. Right now, I'll give you few verses. You will realize where I'm taking you. Just have patience. Just for 2 minutes. I'll be quoting Manusmriti and Bhagavad Gita. Please listen. This is very important.
Brother,
Manusmriti,
now you
chapter 1.
You completed. No, now you completed your question on you gave the information. Now let me give
I'm asking 2 minutes. Just hold on 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Let me read three verses and I'll ask you a question. Verse number chapter number 1, verse number 23, Manusmriti. Here it's written, find out the three deities, Agni, Vayu, Ravi. He extracted from the due fulfillment of the sacrifices the eternal Brahma, threefold in the form of Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and Sama Veda. No mention of Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda is missing. Coming to the next point, Manusmriti chapter 2, verse number 76. Here it says, out of 3 Vedas, not 4, 3 Vedas.
Yeah.
Prajapati milk the letter A, the letter U, the letter M, as also the syllables Bhu, Bhuva, Sava. So here talking about 3 Veda, Atharva Veda is missing. Okay. Coming to the next point, Manusmriti chapter number 2, verse number 77. Out of 3 Vedas, again the supreme Prajapati milk each foot of the Savitri verses beginning with the tat. 3 Vedas, 4th Veda, Atharva Veda is missing once again. Listen to this now. I'm quoting Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 9, verse number 17. So it's saying that I am the father of this universe, the mother, the supporter, and the grandchild. I am the object of the knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig Veda, the Sama Veda, the Yajur Veda. No mention of the 4th Veda, Atharva Veda, where it is. It's missing. So here your scholar, hold on. Your scholar says that, one of your scholars says that, the Atharva Veda is the latest supplementary addition to the original 3 Vedas and therefore not authoritative in itself. How about this? You believe in the Vedas, but the scholar says, your scholar says the Atharva Veda is the latest supplementary addition to the original 3 Vedas. 3 Vedas.
So,
and therefore not authoritative in and itself. Dealing with the magical spells. So Atharva Veda is not part of the original 3 Vedas.
Yeah, obviously, So
which is said by you, one of your scholar, and Bhagavad Gita supports it, and Manusmriti supports it.
So what are you trying to say? So what I'm trying to say?
I'm saying that Atharva Veda, which you believes in to be the word of God or from the divine being, is not considered as the Veda.
And if he says that he does not believe in Veda and Vedanta is basically end of Vedas, so I would like to tell you, brother Vedant, that even Upanishad for that matter, they also make up end part of the Vedas. Lot of time, if you're aware, even Upanishads are taken to be end portion of Vedas. But you had said that Upanishads I only subscribe to Vedanta. Upanishads I would not, Puranas I would not.
What are the Vedanta? Tell me what are the Vedanta.
Hold on. I think Sam made a lot of points.
Yeah.
Dr. Vedant, do you want to respond to what Sam said? He's made quite a few points. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Got any comments about it?
Yeah, I'm saying. So, what are the Vedanta books? Can anyone tell me? What are the books
you address my points. First, you need to address my points, what I have made.
Yeah. She asked a question just now, so I'm just saying which
you need to answer mine.
Leave that till the end. Let's deal with Sam first, and then you can respond to Swati's question at the end. But deal with the points.
As it is, you don't like me too much, so please respond to the brothers whom you
like
so much.
No,
so go on, Dr. Vedant. Let's not sidetrack from what Sam said. Let's address the points he made first, and then you can address Swati's point later on. Okay?
But Swati, I should tell you that there is nothing like that. Not liking you, it's okay. It's just that you get excited and speak in between. That is the only thing.
It's okay.
She's passionate, she can't help it.
That's
Stop
okay.
Yes,
wasting
I'm
time.
too passionate about Islam. I can't help it,
Yeah,
Brother
alhamdulillah.
Vedant. Like
So
it or
anyway,
leave it.
Dr. Vedant, without wasting everybody's time, there are lots of people waiting. So I was hoping that you would address the points Sam Stallone made, and then we can proceed from there.
As he said, that Atharveda deals with mostly magical things and those sorts of these. It is a book which
It's
is
a later
mostly
supplementary edition. It's a later supplementary edition. It was added later. It's not present in Gita. Gita doesn't talks about the fourth Veda, Atharva Veda. Neither Manusmriti talks about it.
Brother, Veda simply means knowledge. So it never says anywhere that it is revelation by God, right? These are originally it was only Rig Veda. Later on, it was divided into 4 parts by Ved Vyasa, and the teachings are there. So I don't know what you are trying to prove by having that a Veda was later on added. There is no
Did
such.
you not say, Brother Vedant, did you not say that these are the ultimate revelations which were revealed to the sages about the universal truth which is related with the God? And now you're denying the same God, saying they are not talking about God.
Where did I use the word revelation?
You did say
I
that
used realization.
you did say
I
when you
used
were
the
making
word.
the differentiation between the speculation and revelation and realization.
Yeah.
You did
So
say that.
let me remind you what you said, Dr. Vedant. When I asked you what was the ultimate source, you did admit that it was God. The ultimate source of the Vedas.
The ultimate source of everything will be God only, right? Ashim brother, you know
so
that.
Are you telling me, hold on, are you telling me the source of evil is God?
So from where has the evil come?
No, you God, said, hold on, you said the source of everything. So when Ravan kidnapped Sita, the source of that thought process of his was from God. Is what he's saying?
So that is a different topic again. So it will.
No, you said everything. You said everything is from God, including the evil, including the evil which people make from their own desires, from their own whims and desires.
People do evil things, but so the source is like I'm not saying that the evil people who do the things, they are doing it on their own. It doesn't mean that God is telling them to do the evil, right?
But you said the source of everything is God. That is what it means.
See, when I'm saying the source, it doesn't mean if you do something evil, then will you say that, okay, God has made me do this thing?
No, I'm saying as a Muslim, we believe in something called the free will, okay? And God has given us this ability to choose between good and evil.
Yes,
unlike you saying that everything is from God ultimately, the evil included.
I'm saying the universal truths. Who is the ultimate source of everything in the universe?
Source? What do you mean? Define source. Because to me, evil is part of the universe as well. Is the source of that God.
Everything in the universe, the source of everything in the universe is God.
Okay, so Ravan was God then.
No, Ravan was not God. Why you're trying to?
Because he's something from the universe, is it not? Are you trying to say that God created everything? Then I agree. Yes, God is the creator of everything. So please use the correct terms instead of saying the source of everything.
Source or creator, that it means
no, I'm using. Big difference. It's a big difference. Source means who inspires you. For example, we believe in the shaitan. I don't know if the Hindus believe, but I don't think they do.
You don't believe.
So we believe that the source of evil, the shaitan, is one of our biggest enemies, and he inspires people to do evil.
Yeah, that I know. But
so for us, wait a minute. For us, that inspired by this shaitan, the source of that evil is not God. Yes, God created Iblis, but when he created him, he wasn't evil. He later chose by his free will to become evil. Now, this is the difference. So please use the correct terminology. When you keep saying the source of everything is God, you include the evil in there. Unless you're saying God created everything, yes, then I'll agree with you.
Does God have power to destroy evil?
Yes, he does.
Right. So why he has not destroyed Satan?
Because it's a test.
Test about what?
Okay, let me ask you this. I'm giving you an answer. Can you please listen?
Sure.
In your examination, can your teacher pass everyone?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, it will be based on the whatever you have written. If you've written correct, then you will be passed.
No. The teacher can show the answers, the correct answers to each student and make them pass.
Yeah.
So, but
then you'll ask, where is the test?
Yeah. Then how will be?
So this is the kind of question you asked me when you said, why does God allow evil?
See, this concept of Satan, as you know, this has all come from Torah. So these are all Jewish books.
No, even before the Torah, the Shaitan existed. Okay,
No,
the Torah is one of the books, by the way, one of the books. That doesn't mean Abraham didn't have a manuscript. Okay, it says Suhuf for Ibrahim in the Quran. The Suhuf means like the manuscripts or the teachings of Abraham. So he had the revelation as well from before Moses, before the Torah existed.
Okay.
So your understanding of Abrahamic faith is a bit lacking. So do not keep comparing. Hold on. Every time you compare Abrahamic faith, and I found that you are lacking in your knowledge about the Abrahamic faith. So let's go. Let's go once again. What is the source? What is the source of the Vedas? Ultimately, look, you said the rishis. Okay. First and foremost, sorry, I think you said they were 5,000 years old, right?
The rishis existed all the time. So in about 3000 BC. Yeah. So we can say
how old is the Vedas?
It's the evidence which says that it's about 3000 BC.
And what evidence is this?
In 1900 BC, in the Indus Valley civilization,
1900 BC.
Indus Valley civilization.
No, what is the evidence? Vedas is not some archaeology dug up, like a statue of a cow or a statue of something. Vedas is actually teaching, like you said, it means knowledge. So what we are actually looking for is manuscripts, not archaeological digs.
It was in the oral tradition. Then in the written form is about it's present archaeologically.
Okay. You hold on. When you say 3,000 years old, was it written in Vedic Sanskrit?
Yeah, it's in the written form. It's in Vedic Sanskrit.
And how old is Vedic Sanskrit?
The same, about same. 2000 BC. Okay.
Do you have a single manuscript of the Vedas in Vedic Sanskrit from 3,000 years ago?
Yeah, there are, obviously. Then that's how we know.
No, don't so obviously. Give me the location of this particular manuscript.
But what are you trying to prove with that? If there is evidence.
Every time I asked you this question, you said, obviously, go online, do this. If you don't know.
I'll help you out with the manuscript.
If the Vedas, see, we don't consider that the books are like if something is written like so we don't have this rigidness that okay, whatever is written in Quran we have to exactly follow it.
No. You don't have the evidence. It's not about what is written in that. You don't even have the evidence that it existed in manuscript form. You don't have evidence that it was propagated orally.
All the Vedic shlokas and everything, all the teachings are right now even available online. Everything is
right now. I want to know the oldest extant manuscript.
Obviously, if there were oldest, then only it would have come from there.
What do you mean oldest? You're just saying without any evidence.
Brother Vedant, I'll help you out with the manuscript. Okay? Yeah. Just see this.
I'm not able to understand what people are trying to prove with that.
Okay. Let's do one thing.
Show us the extant manuscript of the Vedas, the oldest you have. That's all I'm asking. Where is it and how old is it? Simple question, my friend. I don't know why you don't understand.
Why should I care about that? Whether the I follow
without the manuscript, what have we got as a basis that the Vedas even existed?
I think Brother Vedant wants to only follow the philosophy of it. He is not so much bothered.
It's called a circular argument,
No.
It's called a circular. First, we have to establish whether the source that you're quoting is even existence 3,000 years ago, as you claim. If they didn't exist, if you have zero manuscript from 3,000 years ago, and you only have something, what is the oldest you got, Sam, of the Rig Veda?
Yeah, let me read it out, brother. It's a UNESCO. If you check the UNESCO website, please let me read that. If you check the UNESCO website, there on the page it's written there are 30 manuscripts of Rig Veda, only 30 manuscripts of Rig Veda at the Institute of Bori, Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, collected from the different parts of India, Kashmir, Gujarat, and Rajputana, central provinces, etc. They are written in Shraddha, Devanagari with the Prishamitra, and the material used for the writing is brick box as well as the paper. The oldest of these manuscripts is dated 1464 AD, which is only
600 years, 700 years old.
65, I think. Yeah, 550 years old.
So now what you are trying to prove that?
That means you don't have any extant manuscript for the claim, for the date that you claim, which is 3,000 years ago.
Initially, the book they were written then they got later on that one copied. So how you can tell that the old page of that should be available.
So right? On what basis are you claiming that it is 3,000 years old? On what basis?
So okay, if I say it's not, then what does it change? You tell me.
Do you not realize, Mansoor? I think Mansoor will be able to explain to you properly. Go on, Mansoor. explain to him the significance of manuscripts for the claims.
I think, Dr. Vedant, your position is.
Right now,
listen to Mansoor. He'll explain to you the significance of it.
Dr. Vedant, I think your position is it doesn't matter how old the source text is, the scripture is. When we're talking about scripture, which is going to shape our whole life, the way we, behave, the way we act, the way we interact with people, because that is what we think is from the divine, from the reality, the God, the creator of the universe, of the cosmos. So for you, it doesn't matter whether it was written yesterday or 5,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago, as long as it is something that you agree with. I think that's what it looks like. So that's why I'm going to ask you one final question before we let other guests who are waiting very patiently to join. And it's been nice having you here. You're more than welcome to join in our future streams. My question is, if I gave you an option of a direct revelation from the divine, from God, and something that people thought about what God may want, what God is all about, who God is, why God created this, and some people came up with their realization. Okay, this is their own personal efforts, and you have a direct revelation from God, directly, divine revelation, direct speech of God saying, "This is me speaking, and this is why I created you, and this is me, and this is what I have done, and so on. I expect you to do so." Which one would you follow?
No, so how are you 100% sure that it was a revelation from God?
Now, if you were sure, one is direct and one is realization.
I'm saying how the Middle Eastern Abrahamic religions say that it is directly revelation from God. You tell me.
You're missing my point. Let me clarify.
Understood.
Let me clarify. If you know for sure that there is a direct revelation from God, with all its evidences for it's from God, from the divine. So that comes with its evidence package. Yeah. If you have that direct revelation, meaning direct message from the Creator, from God, and you have people's realizations by their own efforts, which one would you choose?
I will choose the realizations, because realizations, if you also, or if you, Brother Hashim also, they realize right now, it will be truthful. It will not be that one person has received the revelation and now you don't have. Did you receive the revelation? So you cannot be sure that the revelation is true.
What happens if I'm having a realization that you have a flawed premise? What do I do then? If I'm getting this realization that a lot of things which you're saying is based on flawed premise, would you take that also?
So the
Since realization is what matters to you. See, this is what happens. You don't let the other person speak and then you become the victim.
So I'm talking to Mansoor brother. So
but you didn't have hatred for me.
I have I think listened enough, and I'm going to bring the next guest.
So now we say, as you say that there are like how many prophets were sent? Now, how many prophets were sent?
Brother Vedas, we have given you enough time, brother. Brother Vedas, please have respect for the other people who are in the queue.
Just let me complete my final thoughts about that.
See,
no, brother.
It's okay, Sam. Let him finish.
Before
he said his final. Let him finish. That's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah. So brothers, see the revelations which you claim that these are revelations directly from God, they have come to the prophets, right? And the Quran says that there have been many prophets were sent to the nations, but only the Abrahamic prophets are mentioned, or only the which are mentioned in the Abrahamic religion, and they all were Jews, right? So there is no mention of.
No, they were not. They were not all Jews. Abraham was not a Jew. This is the point I've been telling you all along. Your knowledge of Abrahamic faith is a lot lacking. So please stop speculating about things you don't know.
Which is why I'm having realization that this is a flawed.
Abraham was not a Jew.
So why there is no mention of
Adam was not a Jew. Noah was not a Jew. Abraham was not a Jew. I can give you loads of prophets who were not Jews.
These are Abrahamic.
Please stop speculating.
These are Abrahamic religions, and they are based on speculations. There is no mention of Indian prophet. There is no mention of Indian prophet or a Chinese prophet or a Japanese prophet.
And what does that mean? What does it mean?
Because it's only limited to the area in which these were started.
No. Allah says in the Quran that He sent messengers to every nation.
So give me the name of Indian messenger.
I don't need to know the name. As long as He says, look, as long as Allah says He has sent messengers to every nation to warn them, then wait a minute. Then that suffices for me. On the other hand, when I asked you to show us a single evidence of manuscript, you couldn't produce a single one from 3,000 years ago. All it is claim.
It is not necessary for me to present it. I am saying, how do you know
that necessary? You made the claim. What do you mean not necessary? Of course, it's necessary.
We have to let him go.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, Dr. Vedant. We really have to give a chance to others.
There is no mention of the prophet from India or prophet from, because that shows, because it is only related to that Middle Eastern part. So this prophet and revelation thing is totally made up.
He's getting agitated.
Yeah.
And he's
thank you very much. I think you're repeating yourself. I've already addressed that point. Thanks a lot. Come again. Do your homework next time, and then we'll take it from there. Find out. Trust me. Find out this key point. The evidence for manuscript of the Vedas 3,000 years ago. If you don't have the manuscript evidence, then your claims are just baseless.
This is his homework, which he should come in the next
I don't need, you need to do the homework, Swati, because you are
I'm
completely...
talking to Brother Hashim. I'm not talking to you.
I'm also not talking to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care of yourself, brother.
He's just so childish, just wants to
argue.
It's very childish. And please let me say one thing, that, Brother Muhammad, in the very beginning, in a very mature, in a very rational way, had told him what is the way in which a dialogue takes place in terms of a Socrates dialogue. He claims to be coming from Vedantic tradition, which is based on this idea of entire philosophy that he talks about, be it of Vivekanand or Ramakrishna Paramhans. I also want to say to him that this very idea, when he came and he said this is Vedanta, and Vedanta means it's a conclusion of Vedas, and this is about, this is the earliest Vedas to be the earliest sacred literature. He was not able to give the manuscript evidence of that. In fact, when we talk about Vedanta, it applies, Vedanta itself says that it applies to Upanishad, Upanishad is what? Elaboration of Vedas. So how can you... And Vedas, as Sam said, Vedas themselves are saying that Puranas are the fifth Veda. So it's all tied together. He can't exclusively take Vedanta to be very different from Vedas, Upanishad or Puranas. And most of all, if he really wanted to have a kind of civilized, dialogue, he should not have spoken when people were giving logical arguments. He was, anytime anybody would come up with a
topic.
Yeah. He
asking
not even
question over a question. So anyway, let's not dwell on him. I mean, I think let the people judge based on this dialogue, and that's sufficient.
Before we take on the next guest, just a quick, very, very brief observation. You remember my last question to Dr. Vedant? I asked him if it was a direct revelation with proofs that it's from the Creator, and you have this realization by people's individual efforts, he would not choose direct revelation. He would choose individual efforts. There is no further discussion. I mean, he is not interested in God directly telling him, I am God. He's not interested in that. He's not
interested.
Yeah. I mean, that's where the discussion ends.
And Brother Mansoor, even if I take, even if I just take his argument that, okay, you don't believe in direct revelation, you only believe in realization. So when I was saying that I am getting this realization that your premises are based absolutely on flawed, ideas, then respect my realization also. Why was he feeling so
subjective about it? Absolutely, So anyway, those people waiting in the background, can you please switch on your camera and then switch it off again? This is for verification. So if you want to be let on the panel, you need to do that. Otherwise, we'll have to remove you and we'll have to give chance to other people.
Okay, let's take Brother Yusuf Abdullah. You're next. If you don't want to be on camera, you can switch it off. Yeah, thank you.